Pat McCrory ruins his political career. Repeals LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance. Pat McCrory ruins his political career. Repeals LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel with the Black Political Buzz Network. On February 22nd, 2016, the Charlotte City Council passed, or they rammed through, an LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance. On March 24th, 2016, North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory repealed Charlotte's aggressive LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance. You see, last year, in the year 2015, the previous Charlotte City Council, they attempted to pass this same ordinance, but it failed on a vote of 6-5. So, wealthy donors who are advocates of the LGBT movement, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, the LGBT movement is a movement that has replaced the civil rights movement in the United States, and the LGBT movement is spearheaded by President Obama. He's, the same president who repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell with the U.S. military. So all LGBT movement efforts are spearheaded by the Obama administration. And the LGBT movement has replaced the civil rights movement in this country, which is exactly why I do not endorse or rubber stamp the LGBT movement, because the civil rights movement was for black people, because black people for decades and centuries in the United States, we didn't have any human rights. So President Obama just took away the civil rights movement, helped to make many civil rights, leaders disappear. I didn't say he killed anybody. I said they disappeared. I don't know where they went to. I don't see that many of them around anymore. And so he's replaced the civil rights movement now with the LGBT movement. And the LGBT movement is largely funded and led by wealthy white, gay rights, leaders, or people who are, homosexual, lesbian, or transgender. And the majority of them are white people. And I'm not anti-white. And I'm not preaching racism, so don't even go there. Because this is not about racism. I'm not anti-white. I'm talking about equal rights and human rights. So the LGBT movement has been funded and spearheaded and pushed by the Obama administration and George Soros, mainly Obama. So, as I stated in 2015, the previous Charlotte City Council members and the previous Charlotte mayor, they tried to pass this same LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance, but it failed, by a vote of 6-5. So under this new Charlotte City Council, they had to elect some new members who would go along, with the plan, with the program. They had to elect a mayor and some new city Charlotte Council members who would go along with the program, without bucking, without saying no, who would not oppose anything. They wanted some yes people around the dais of the Charlotte City Council. And that's what they have, a bunch of yes people. The majority of them are yes Democrats, whose campaigns for election were largely funded by wealthy LGBT donors and LGBT advocates. And so was the new mayor, Jennifer Roberts. So this year, despite opposition from the majority of Charlotte's residents and voters, because the majority of Charlotte's residents and voters are opposed to this LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance, which would allow a man who says he's a woman, even though he was born biologically a man who thinks or wants to be a woman one day, this ordinance would have given that man legal right to enter into a woman's bathroom and use the bathroom alongside women. Or this same ordinance, this LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance, would have allowed women who decided one day they wanted to be a man, women who were biologically born a woman, and one day they decided they wanted to be a man. This ordinance would have allowed women to enter into a man's bathroom and use the bathroom alongside males. Now, this ordinance is a lawsuit just waiting to happen, because if this ordinance had not been repealed by Governor Pat McCrory, North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory, if he had not repealed this ordinance, it was a lawsuit waiting to happen. Because what would have happened? You would have had some woman who's saying she's a man going to a men's bathroom, and the minute a man would look at her good or touch her, she would want to sue the city of Charlotte or Mecklenburg County or the state of North Carolina for discrimination. She would want to say, I was sexually assaulted, or I was discriminated against. This is discrimination, and I was sexually assaulted, and want to sue everybody. Or you have a man entering into a woman's bathroom, and the women might feel intimidated and want to sue the city of Charlotte for privacy, regarding privacy. So this lawsuit was a huge, albatross. This LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance was a huge legal albatross. And that's why North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory repealed it. It didn't make any sense. It was more about political correctness and supporting a few, because the LGBT advocates, there are few in comparison to the majority of citizens. Now, I know the mainstream media, I know President Obama is forcing the mainstream media to report and make it seem like everybody in the USA is on board with this LGBT stuff when they're not. I know the mainstream media, NBC News, CNN, they're reporting the news as if every human being, every citizen, every voter in the United States of America, in the USA, is on board and has endorsed the LGBT movement and this LGBT bathroom sharing ordinance, when we have not. But the mainstream media wants to make you believe with these fake polls, They want you to believe, they want to try to, make you believe that everybody in America is now saying, yes, go ahead. Give us these LGBT bathroom sharing laws and ordinances. Pass these ordinances. Let the men go into the women's bathroom. Let the women go into the men's bathroom. It's okay if the city and county and states are sued for privacy and sexual assault and discrimination, because what you're doing is the LGBT advocates, they're claiming it's about discrimination, when in actuality they're discriminating against people who don't agree with them. So anyone who does not agree with the LGBT movement, they are being discriminated against by the federal government, President Obama, and LGBT advocates. So anybody who does not endorse same-sex marriage, they are being discriminated against. Anyone who does not agree with the LGBT bathroom sharing laws and ordinances, they will be outcast and discriminated against. Now, how is that right? That's the pot calling the kettle black. These same LGBT advocates and wealthy donors who are backing this movement, claiming it's about discrimination or anti-discrimination, they're discriminating against people who don't agree with them. Now, we live in a democracy. Our government is supposed to be a democracy, not a dictatorship. So if the voters don't agree with it, then why are the city council members and some governors and the federal government still passing these ordinances and these laws and ramming these laws down our throats? If the people go to the polls and they do not vote in favor of these ordinances or these laws, then why is the federal government forcing these laws down our throat? But yet, if we don't agree, they want to punish us. Right now in the USA, if you don't agree with same-sex marriage, you are outcast and, blacklisted. And that's true. The federal government right now, under the Obama administration, blacklists and punishes people who do not agree with same-sex marriage or LGBT bathroom sharing ordinances. Now, Pat McCrory, the mainstream media is now trying to say that Pat McCrory has ruined his political career. The mainstream media is now putting out a bunch of propaganda against Pat McCrory, trying to make it appear as if this man has completely ruined his political career. I don't believe he has. Now, I don't agree with everything Pat McCrory has ever done or said. Please know that. I have never rubber stamped everything Pat McCrory has said or done when he was mayor of Charlotte, nor as the governor of North Carolina. But in this instance, I stand with him. Because it's about public safety, it's about fairness for all, not just a few. You can't say you're fighting discrimination if you're going to discriminate against people who don't agree with you. I repeat, you can't say it's about fighting discrimination or preventing or prohibiting discrimination if you're going to discriminate against people who don't agree with your agenda. Which in this case, that's what the case is. That's what's going on. So I don't believe Pat McCrory has ruined his political career. But even if his career is over, in this instance, he did the right thing. Now, I know the mainstream media is going to try to destroy this man. I know that. They're going to try to start boycotts in North Carolina and everything else. But these same people, these same LGBT people, advocates, they would not be standing out there boycotting to save the lives of infants and babies who are being aborted at 9 months. These same LGBT advocates, they are totally for aborting babies up to 9 months. These same LGBT advocates and wealthy donors who are backing this LGBT movement, they would not stand out there and march and protest for civil rights of black people. But yet they want to holler discrimination. They want to kill babies and not support black people, but they want to holler discrimination. Where's the fairness in that? And now they want to bully. They want to bully Pat McCrory, the governor of North Carolina, and destroy this man's political career. People, it's time to pray for this nation. It's time to pray. That's why I, as a Christian, I stand firm. I told y'all this in previous videos. I've told you some previous videos. I stand firm daily on this scripture for me and my family. In the book of Isaiah, in the Bible, God's holy Bible, in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17, which states, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And I'm speaking that same scripture. I claim that same scripture for Governor Pat McCrory. I haven't always agreed with him on every issue, but this issue, it was common sense and public safety. It was not about discrimination or trying to discriminate against people who are LGBT or lesbians or homosexuals or transgender. It's about public safety, common sense, and preventing lawsuits. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel with the Black Political Buzz Network, and goodbye.